Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Lorian and I am a mum of 4, nearly 5. I am due another baby in July. So I currently have 3 boys and a girl, and we're having another girl in July. So I have a list of baby names here, which are ones that we won't be using but have been like very close to us using or like in our lineup. We haven't set a name yet, but we're between a few. So we're not going to tell anybody until we're quite sure on her name, because we find it really hard to name our children. We find it hard to agree, but we are close to agreeing on the final few together, me and Curtis, my husband. I mean, like, all my children, I have not named them until after they've been born. Flossie took the longest because it was like COVID and lockdown and things. Usually you have 6 weeks to register your child in England. It was like relaxed, so we have as long as we sort of needed, and it took us 4 months, and I think we could have waited longer. It's just everyone was just desperate for her to have a name, so we named her for everyone's sake. But no, I'm very pleased with her name. So I'm due in 10 weeks and I'm going to give you some really pretty baby girl names. I love unusual names, so my children are called Cosimo, Horatio, Rue, which is literally just Rue. Like, some people think it's short for something, but it's literally just Rue, and it's R-O-O. And Flossie. I know some people don't like unusual names and some people find it strange, but it's what I like. So I'm going to give you some really pretty baby girl names. So one of my favourites is Blossom. So what I'll do is sort of give you like the more common ones first, and then give you the more unusual ones. So Blossom, I think, is such a pretty name. I don't think it really goes with my children's names. So yeah, these ones we're not choosing, but I have got quite a lot of names here. I really like sort of boho, pretty, indie, like floral baby names, just things that are really pretty. So I also love the name Lily. I think we'll put that in the baby's, I was going to say Flossie's, in the baby's middle name, because Flossie's name, she has 3 middle names. Her middle names are Coco, Violet, Moon. And Violet is Curtis's dad's mum's name, and she passed away a couple of years ago, and we put her name in Flossie's name. So I think with a baby girl we're going to put my dad's mum's name in her name, which is Lily. So I think that's going to be, I'm going to give her 3 middle names again. I don't know whether I'm just going over the top, but yeah, that's going to be like the second middle name I'm going to do as Lily. So I obviously love the name Violet. I think that's a really pretty name. That is obviously Curtis's dad's mum's name, Curtis's nan's name, which is in Flossie's name, and I love that name. I think it's a really lovely name. Also, a name very like Violet is Lavender. I think that's a beautiful girl's name. So sweet. When I hear these, I find it really hard to not think that that could be the baby's name, but I know it's not. We are set on her final few. I also love the name Bluebell, which is sort of like sounds like Lavender and Violet again. Bluebell, I think that's a really pretty name. My sister's name is Annabelle, so I think it sort of sounds like that, and I think Bluebell's really pretty. I would probably spell it with an L-E, because I just think that looks prettier, although my sister's name is just spelled E-L. It's not got double L-E or anything. Arabella, I think, is a really pretty name. I was a little bit torn on that name because my sister's names, I have 2 sisters, and their names are Annabelle and Araminta, so I thought Arabella or Arabelle sounds like their names together, and my daughter can be both of their names. I'm not going with it now, but I think it's a really cute name. Primrose is another flower name. I think it's really pretty. Primrose, I think, is lovely. And also, I hadn't heard this name until this baby, but Magnolia, I think that's a really pretty name. Magnolia is very cute, and you don't hear of it often. You don't hear of it ever. So yeah, I think that's a really lovely name. Another name we won't be having, but Curtis would if I suggest, is Luna. I think it's a lot more common than some of these other names I'm saying. And I do love the name, and it sort of goes with Cosimo too, doesn't it? And it's a really pretty name. It's just too normal sounding for me. Like, I just really like really unusual names. Amelia, I think that's a really pretty name, either spelled with an E or an A. I really love the name Amelia. But also Lulu, that was one of my close ones with Flossie. I think that's a really cute name. L-U-L-U. I think it's really sweet. It's just like really simple. Like, my children's names are either really complicated or really simple. Another like flower sort of related name, which I think we might put in her middle name, is Bloom. And I think it's a name that's coming more into fashion a bit now. but I hadn't heard of it before, but I've seen it online a few times since. But it was in one of my lineups for quite a long time. Romilly, I think, is a really cute name. And also Posey, I think that's lovely, either P-O-S-I-E or P-O-S-E-Y. I think there's a family on YouTube with a little girl called Posey. And another name which I think is maybe more common is August. And if it was prettier for a girl's name, I probably would have chosen it, because me and Curtis met in August. Well, we didn't meet, we met in primary school. But like, we started dating in August, and we also got married in August. So I think to call our daughter August would be really sweet, because like August is definitely a significant month for us. But it's not pretty enough for me. But if you're not someone who's into pretty names, then I think that's a really good name. Okay, so now I have some names which are more unusual sounding. Hello, darling. Say hi. This is Rue. So now I have some names which are more unusual sounding, and this name I'm going to say is one that I would choose if I didn't have a son called Cosmo, and it is Cosima. I think it is a beautiful name. I think Nigella Lawson, the cook, I think she's got a daughter called Cosima. But I think it's such a beautiful name, but I can't really have Cosmo and Cosima, so I can't use it. I don't think I can use it. It's such a lovely name. But yeah, Olive. So I'm not sure if Olive is a boy's and girl's name or just a girl's name. I love it, but I don't think it's pretty, and obviously I'm looking for something pretty. So yeah, Olive. And I love olives. Coco is another name that I love, and Flossie was almost Coco until I saw somebody else who called their daughter Coco, so I changed. She was almost very close to being a Coco. So that's why it's in her second name of her middle name. But yeah, Coco I think is such a lovely name. And also Pixie. And there is a girl at my children's school called Pixie Coco. And I think it's beautiful. I know like these names are not for everyone, but I think they are such lovely names. So yeah, these are going to be much more unusual. So Orbelina. I love the name Orbelina. I just look online for unusual names, and I just find all sorts of unusual names, write them all down, and just sort of think what suits my children's name. Also recently I saw Busy, which I think is really cute. I think it's really sweet. Not spelled B-U-S-Y. I will, as you'll see, I'll be writing down here how they're all spelled. But I think Busy's really cute. But then I guess if you say busy, people are going to think you're saying B-U-S-Y. And Tigerlily. Oh, I think that's a lovely name. I think there's a celebrity with a girl called it. And then, what's his name? That singer. George Ezra. George Ezra. He's got a new song out and it's called Tigerlily. Is it called Tigerlily or is it called Anyone for You? Anyway, he's singing about a girl called Tigerlily. And I think that's a lovely name. And Flossie loves the song, so that would be cute. Misty has been a very strong possibility for us. M-I-S-T-Y. I think it's lovely. And this is going to sound really silly, but I've got this big pink unicorn toy, which I've had since I was a child. And it's called Misty. And I thought that would be really sweet because I always used to have my little Misty in my bedroom. Now I have a baby Misty, but Curtis isn't too sure on it, whether it's like pretty enough or whether it just doesn't really sound like cute enough. But yeah, Misty is a lovely name. And then I also love the name Pepper, but I guess like it's really pretty, but with Peppa Pig being around, I find that it's quite hard to call your daughter Peppa really, because you're going to say Peppa and everyone's just going to think of Peppa Pig. Trixabelle is another name I think is really beautiful. I think names with like Belle on the end just make them sound really pretty. I love Trixabelle and I love Rosabella. I was close to calling Flossie Rosabella as well, or Rosabelle and Trixabelle, Trixabella. There's all different like sort of combinations you can use, like you can use Belle or Bella. So yeah, I think Trixabelle's really cute, or Trixabella. Echo, I think, is another really, really cute girl's name. I think it's just really simple, very unusual, and just sounds really cute. And also Dove. Problem is with some of these names is like you can get all like the soaps and stuff, can't you? Which is Dove, and obviously doves are a bird. But I think it's a lovely name. And my last name, which I adore, is Peach. I don't know whether most people think it's really silly, but I just think it's so... I think the name Peach is so pretty and cute. And I know lots of people say you can't call your children names like this because they're going to grow up and they're going to be adults one day. My children have never been bullied for their names. They've never had a problem with their names. They've never had a child quiz their names. More adults would say to me, like, what's their name? But not... Children don't bully children over names. That just doesn't happen. I think, like, when you're older, what is the difference with my son being called Cosmo or someone being called Jack? It really doesn't matter. Like, people say, imagine your child going in for a job. It doesn't matter if he's called Cosmo or if he's called Paul. I don't really see why it matters, just because there's more Pauls. I also think that as my children grow up, their names are going to become more common. So I also don't think it really matters for that reason. And I think you call your child what you want to call your child, because nobody bullies anybody on names. And it's nice that I think more these days people are using more unusual names, and I really like it. I think it's really nice just to hear some different names. Yeah, that is all my baby names that I think are really sweet but we won't be using. Some of them are possibilities for middle names, but they're not going to be her name. We will hopefully be sure soon on her name. I will announce it when she's born, and I'm hoping we'll have it before she's born. But yeah, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. I know that when I'm pregnant, I watch YouTube videos on baby names, and I try and find some unusual pretty ones, and I find it really interesting. I really hope that you found a name you love in these names that I've said. And so thank you so much for watching, and if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and stick around for more videos. But yeah, thank you, and I'll see you next time.